what comes up a lot of times for the women is, but I feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when she's, and a lot of times when she's in that
right?
space and it's not balanced with her masculine counterpart, logic, reasoning is out the window. It's the precedent is what I feel that should trump everything. It don't. It's important, right? And then on the other end, the man is like, but it don't make sense. And we kind of get caught in this limbo, that space in between, until we able to connect those energies, that masculine and feminine dance comes back together. But until we do that, we are on opposite ends of the field of, it don't make sense, but this is what I feel.
Yeah. TK. Chewz. I've been on the grind, man. All it took was patience. That money on my mind, man. All I see is hating. He jocking on the low, man. You know the kid is wavy. Like how you mad at me when you know you're fucking lazy. Should've changed.
What's going on, y'all? We back with another episode of Health and Hip Hop Podcast Show. We got another awesome lineup for y'all today with real conversations with men. Once again, I am the composer Rel. We as the co-hosts, we have...
Yo, what's goody, y'all? It's your girl, Health is Key. I'm in the background today. I'm monitoring or moderating. I'm not sure which one it is when you the person in the back. I know I guess I'm doing both because I'm monitoring and I'm moderating. So I guess I'm doing both. But yeah, I'm in the back, y'all. I'm in the back. So I can't wait to ask the fellas these questions. How y'all doing?
Yeah, don't be asking us no Vlad questions trying to get us jammed up out here.
I felt like, we wanted to do it this way because I want to be able to just be like, cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to
no
give
doubt.
y'all time frame.
No doubt,
It'll go forever. So I feel like me saying cut is better for me to say cut back here. And I'm not just being rude on camera. I could be rude behind the scenes. Y'all, so we really kind of want to keep the answers to 2 minutes, but we're going to give y'all some grace if you need to go over anywhere between 3 or 4, just because I know some stuff you might be like, nah, I need to drop something, you know what I mean? So you can have a couple of answers where you can go over, but for the most part, we're going to try to keep it at 2. But if you feel you need to go in, you need to go in. And if I gotta say cut or whatever, don't take it personal. I just know when we do these, it goes way over. So I figured we start limiting the time.
You gonna play the Oscars music? Mm-hmm.
You feel? Yeah. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So yeah. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it tuned into the Health and Hip Hop Podcast Show. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure after you watch this that y'all, check another show out.
We having a conversation with real men, and we gonna let the gentleman that's on the show introduce himself, starting with my brother who is on the show again to my left.
Yeah, I think this is my 5th episode. It's your boy, Dox Diggler, also known as Brick City Buddha, meditation teacher, counselor, community event planner, retreat coordinator, all that good stuff. Yeah.
I know I'm SP Chewz, super producer. I'm into education for young children. I'm also a platinum and gold producer. I specialize in language analyzation and English. That's my background. I'm just here today to contribute best I can to the conversation.
You're talking about the Rolex wearing, Mercedes-Benz driving. Whoa, All praises due to source. Hi, and welcome to Health and Hip Hop. My name is Shalil Canzater. Today, I'm a feature on the show. Got my brother Rel, my brother Dox, and you just heard my man say he is a platinum recording producer, gold and platinum. Holla at us. You can catch me on Instagram on Fish Shaw. I like to work out a little bit. Shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to Health is Key too. My man Rel, they got me on the show. It's past my bedtime. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to work. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm here. All praise due to source.
Let's get it. And just to let y'all know real quick, that is how he acts all the time. Yeah. That energy is real. It ain't for the cameras. That's why I got him on here, for the knowledge, for the entertainment. Let's get it. Everybody got 2 or 3 minutes to answer. If you need to go a little over, I know some of the topics are going to be deeper. Y'all can get a 3 or 4 minute grace. All right. Real Talk with Real Men, episode number 3. Let's get into this.
Cool.
So what are y'all thoughts currently on how hip hop is right now in itself. And we can go guru the guest first, you know what I mean? Docs and whoever want to pick up.
Well, I gotta go first. My thoughts on hip hop right now, they keep changing. I realize hip hop is right where it's supposed to be right now. Of course, it's not my frequency. It's not what a lot of us came up on. But it reflects what these little homies is going through, and to a large degree, I don't even feel like most of them are trying to make these records just to pop. Like, they in a whole different vibration of challenges than we are, to a large degree. As much shit as we got into in our day, we can't relate to a lot of what they're going through. We were just having a conversation before we started. What's going on in the school system? Like, everybody in gangs. We did our little street shit, but it wasn't to the degree it is now. So I feel like, as always, like Mos Def said, hip-hop is going to reflect the culture, and that's what the culture is right now. So I would actually rather it be as honest as it is right now, as opposed to sugarcoating, so we could see day in and day out, song to song, how fucked up shit is right now. So people like us could do what we got to do to help balance it out. Yeah.
I never even thought about it from that perspective, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So that blow what I probably would have said out the water. But I want to start off, like, for some things that I do like. I like that I want to say the freedom that they use, you know,
Facts.
within the art form, and how I guess how they would view it as a safe space, you know, to be able to share out, you know, what I would like to see, just more content, you know, that would be a little bit more diverse, you know, more so like some elevation, evolution, what have you. You know, so if you have, you know, this was your lifestyle, you came in the game and you rapping about this, you know, if you in the game for about 5-10 years, you know, at least see some type of elevation,
no
you
doubt.
know, within your art form, because it's like, all right, well, that was the past, that was the lifestyle that you was in previously. Now you came into some money, hopefully, you know, and came into some more knowledge. Let's, you know, evolve in some type of way, you know, at least, you know, just in general, you know.
No doubt.
So, fellas.
I say, like, my thoughts on hip hop right now is that we might be expecting too much out of 50-year-old. You know what I mean? It hasn't been around that long, so I agree with Docs. Like, it's right where it's supposed to be. I think once we start recognizing that hip hop is a microcosm, which means a smaller picture of the Black experiences as a whole.
Facts.
We'll see, like, the things that we should and shouldn't do with it. I think we place too much importance on music icons and sports icons, because that's all we had so far. And it's 50 years old. So we expecting way too much out of 50-year-old. We putting a lot of pressure on, oh, it's supposed to do this and supposed to. It's news reporting. So it's right where it's supposed to be. And I think once we start accepting those facts, we'll have a better relationship with hip hop. And I think also that as much it's like negative things we look at, the most positive aspect that is and always will be about hip hop is that it keeps Black people off the street.
Facts.
One way or the other. Because we tend to think we have more options than we have. So if when Docs makes an album, it employs me and Rel and you and whatever, it's still a great thing. It's a business. And I'm happy that younger people are getting more to business now than ever. So we could celebrate that part of it, definitely. So, you know, I'm happy about it, but I'm not expecting that much out of 50-year-old.
No,
That's it.
That's a good way to put it.
You heard what they said. You heard my guys. My guys, some love, man. You heard my guys. Couldn't have said it no better. I want my brothers. The only thing I do like what hip hop is, right? What I don't like is the glorification of rapping about dead people. I don't think that's cool. The beef, let the beef stay where the beef is at. If the person is dead, he's gone. He can no longer defend himself. But other than that, I just think it's just their time, right? So we grew up with Knowz, Jay, Big, Pac. When it was their time, You have people trying to say, "Oh, this is not hip hop. This is not real."
course.
It's just their time, man.
Of course.
You know, the NBA young boys, the Dirks. You know, I don't put Cole with them. I think Cole's really on another planet. I don't put Cole or Kendrick with them. I think they just a little more advanced with the penmanship. Yeah. I put them on, you know, the Jays and with them. But like I said, the young female artists, it's just their time. Mm-hmm. I don't personally, I can't listen to it every day. I don't club.
Can't even listen to it.
Yeah, I don't club, so I don't hear it. Yeah. Right? I don't club. I don't party. Yeah. You know, but when I'm around, I coach kids. Yeah. So I'll say, yo, we're gonna practice to this. Say, yo, put that young boy on, man. I said, who is young boy? Yeah. Like, who is young boy? Yeah. They're like, you don't know, like, they looking at me like, you don't know young boy. Yeah. You bugging. I'm like, all right. Right. But I think it's just their time, man. Yeah. It's just their time to do them. That's all. It's their time.
Also, can I say one more thing? I want us to remember too that every rapper is a elite student. And what I mean by that, in a country where most people don't read on or write on the grade level they're supposed to, this is my teacher shit coming in, right? Don't forget that these boys or girls you call ignorant are actually the most elite students. Thanks. You know, because they can read and write well. So we like taking things away from them, not us in here, but you know, when the conversation about hip hop is like framing these young people in a certain way, and it's not cool, and it's not realistic. Because if you in a country where if you're in the third grade, you don't read or write on the third grade level, these guys read and write all day. Right. So let's not forget that if they were in school, they would be honor students. And a lot of them are on the low. Right. Or were. Right. They just don't rap about that part. So that's it. It's just the teacher and me had to do that for the kids. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it. Okay, so speaking of hip hop, right? A lot of artists use what they go through to make their music, right? That's what they do to heal, right? That's what they do to get through it, get it out, right? What are ways that, you know, y'all make sure that, you know, you get to the root of an issue up within yourself instead of masking it up? So, you know, hip hop could be something that we use to mask up our pain, right? If we're not dealing with it, right? So for y'all as men, what do y'all do to make sure y'all are getting to the root of the issues that y'all have instead of masking it up? You know, using women or making music, even though you could, but, you know, what's ways that y'all make sure that, though y'all got y'all outlets, but y'all are making sure that y'all are doing that work to you know, heal yourselves or whatever situation y'all are going through?
I have conversations with me. So my name is Shalil, right? So Shalil is the older version of Bam. So I literally will drive and I will talk to the younger version of me. So if I just went through something, right? Growing up, I didn't have older brothers. You know, my mom, she was in the street. My dad, he was with another, he was my good guy, but he was away. So my only way of coping and dealing with my problems was dealing with me. So I literally talk to me and say, you know you better than that, man. What are you doing? Right? And then I would literally speak, the other one would speak to that one, like, yeah, but, you know, like, look what just happened to us, bro. Like, we destroyed. Like, what are you talking about? And I would just go back and forth. And by the end of that conversation, I'm completely fine. Because I come to an understanding that you can't let this just be like this. Because if you get out this car, or after you walk around this track, or after you jog and this is still the same, we in trouble. So I personally just have conversations with me to deal with me. I just go to me. And I talk to the lower vibration to me and the higher. They just have a conversation where they can find a balance.
Fine.
For myself, I like to layer stuff with toolkits. You know, just talking through many conversations with T a lot. You know, it's just like you gotta have something to be able to deal with whatever situation that you dealing with on any given day.
Right.
So even though every day is not the same and you can't always use the same one, or you know, it's not one size fits all. If you have one that could fit in something like a little category, then it'll help you out. You know, so for me, you know, it's prayer, just talking with God, conversation with God. You know, that's one. Meditation. You know, that's definitely a different avenue. Just being able to, excuse me, being able to just, you know, dish that energy out to a whole different, you know, plateau, and getting sturdy with it at the same time. You know, you know, say that again. You know what I'm saying?
I said the same thing to you.
So, you know, just being able to do that, that's two. Being able to take a drive, being able to walk, being able to, I like looking at sermons, you know, because I like learning. I don't like having a situation be what it is and not like know why it is what it is. You know, I want to learn from it, you know, so I can, you know, keep growing, help somebody else. Somebody else going to go through it too. Why not be able to have a clear understanding of what I went through to be able to share with them as well. So just having different avenues, you know, making music, of course, spending time with family, Mike, that's one of the ways, you know. So it's many ways for me, you know, to be able to heal up, doing a lot of reading, just being able to tap in, you know, because the meditation helped me to be self-aware so I could understand what I'm going through at any given time, to see what I need to receive at any given time, you know. So it allowed me to be able to pull in, because you can't take no, you know, so let's say like, I know we like herbs and stuff like that, but we gonna talk about like Tylenol or Excedrin, you know what I'm saying, instead of like some Bladerac or what have you. You're not gonna take some Excedrin if your stomach hurting, for the most part. You're gonna take an Excedrin if you got a headache, you know. So our toolkit allow us to be able to pull from the toolkit what exactly what we need, and not just take this just because we want to be effective with stuff. So I like to find, you know, stuff that'll help me to be effective. Massages, you know what I'm saying? I like getting massages. That's self-care. You know what I'm saying? Playing basketball, you know, working out, you know, regulating them cortisol levels. So I like to have many, because you just never know.
Yeah, and as far as what you were saying with the toolkit, something I give to a lot of my clients is something I call follow the drip. Of course, we've talked about it.
Yeah.
I use a lot of pop culture references in my sessions. You know, we 80s babies. So Jerry Curl era, we would crack on homies with the Jerry Curl, follow the drip. But I juxtapose that to the fact that, T, you said the root of what we feel in that moment. So when you realize that every emotion is like a glass bottle carrying data, carrying information from some other part of your spirit, we'll get caught up in the emotion, but we forget to reach into that thing and extract that message. So for me, follow the drip is like a step-by-step program, if you will, that you can do in real time, in the moment, but it helps you to get to the root of the message. And I remember when I started to do this, like I may be arguing with a girlfriend or something like that, and I was able to follow the drip as the argument is happening, and realizing it's not even what we disagreeing about that's pissing me off. It's low-key maybe the inner child that feels like it's not being heard, right? That feels like it doesn't have control in this situation. It can't dictate that you see things how I see things. When I was able to start to realize that, it's no longer a reason to like argue with you. If there's something that's making me that pissed off, it's starting with something that's in here. So I need to follow the drip of the anger, frustration, or whatever it is, and dig into what the core message, what the root of that emotion is. And that's always going to become your navigational system. It's going to show you who you should continue to engage with, if it's time to stop arguing with a particular person about anything. And that kind of created the incubator for me to like really keep healing at the forefront of my life day in and day out. And that's something you can do all day, every day. But first you got to just be able to catch, I'm pissed off, I'm frustrated, and remember there's data here outside of just the emotion. Yeah.
Right. I guess the simplest way I could say it is I just try to tell myself the truth, to not mask anything. And I said try because it doesn't work all the time, because sometimes I don't know it. But what I try to do is tell myself the truth about what I can and can't understand. and then go get help. Those are my first two because I kind of grew up using like a safety mechanism, like avoiding shit, like cause it was too much consequences, life or death, So as much as I could not get into you if I don't need to, cause if we get into it, somebody gonna die or something like that, right? So that does not serve me in my adulthood, right? So I do those two things, and then the third thing I try and do is be courageous, cause I'm scared of shit, like right. So to know that I'm scared of it, I try to just do this because anything else is too complicated for me. If I'm scared of it, that means I should do it. I just kind of do that. The things that worry me the most, whether it's stop hustling or getting married, the scariest shit that I have no tools for, I just do it. Because if I don't do that, I won't do it. I'll be paralyzed because I don't really have any context to go into that.
Right.
So if you don't got it, then just swim. Fuck it. I'll worry about the towel and all that later. But I'm going swimming. You know what I mean? And that's that. It's hot. I'm going swimming. I try and keep my thoughts basic and controlled. And like I said, just be honest with myself. Like, yo, I can't deal with this. I wasn't taught how to deal with it. So immediately I know, call you. He ain't pay me to say that neither, but I call him.
The bro.
I call him, or I go meet up with Rel in the park. We might got a hug, cry it out, do something, but I just try and remember what my mechanisms for safety are, realize that they bullshit, and do something else. And that's it. You know what I mean?
I like that answer, bro.
Dang, man could cry. We could cry.
Yeah, it was doing
You gotta let
the
that
other
out.
day.
You gotta let that out.
I just cried yesterday.
Yeah, let that out.
Man
It
cry.
feel good, don't you? Let that out.
Yeah.
Yes, man, we cry.
Yeah, I ain't holding that back.
Shit, your ass cry when you in that jail cell. Everybody say you cry, just don't nobody see it.
For real.
You gonna do it
Get it
anyway.
out.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta get that out. Get that, I need that out.
Yeah.
All right, so what's 1 to 3 rules that you absolutely abide by as a man for for yourself?
You could probably go left.
And why, if you want to explain the why. Oh, and also, y'all could pass any questions if y'all want to pass.
Okay.
3 rules.
1
to 3, yeah.
Always do my best. Be impeccable with my word. And don't take things personal. My best, that's all I can give you. That's all I got. Like, like Shannon Sharp said, when you lay your head down at night, just know I gave you everything. Just know I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had. Being impeccable with your word, to me as a man, it means a lot, right? Because growing up in the environments we grew up in, word was bond. And in my life as a younger guy, I messed up a beautiful relationship by not being impeccable with my word with an older gentleman. And he was hard on me, but he was just like, yo, just do the things I asked you to do. I got you. And I was doing music, really, I was heavy into it. And he had set up this showcase for me. I think it was for like a Dave East or somebody. And I didn't even show up. Like, I didn't call him. I didn't show up. I was with women. And to this day, like, we still don't. I see him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't never even muster up the courage to be like, hey, bro, because I don't even know where to start. So I just, what? From this day forward, I'm being impeccable with my word. If I say it, it's bond. And don't take things personal. I realize in life for me, it be people with the problems. You going through something, you want to lash out on me. If I walk down I live in an environment that sometimes, right, people look at me like I'm crazy. So I walk down the street and I say good morning.
Yeah,
right?
we talked about this, yo.
They don't even say it back. They'll look at me, right, like something wrong with me. But I realize I got to get out his way. Because he can't even recognize positivity.
Right.
Yeah.
He's crazy. I got to let me cross the street. Because if I say, hey, good morning, brother, how you doing? Have a great day. He looked at me like, this nigga crazy. I gotta get out this brother way because he liable to stab. I don't know what's going in his head right now. What I do know is he can't recognize positivity.
Right.
So that's just my thing. That's just my 3 things I live by as a man, and it really those things have really grown me up a lot. So those are just my 3 things.
Right.
I say my 3 things is like basic. What I guess my definition of sturdy character is don't lie, don't steal, and protect women and children. Cause I feel like that's the triangle offense that you could work off of to do all the rest of the shit. If you a man or a woman, but definitely if you a man, because you do certain shit in front of people that's younger than you. We not smart enough I know I'm not smart enough to figure out how through osmosis you pass things down. So I'd rather just keep it basic sturdy in front of you.
Right.
So if you have to use me as a reference, subconsciously or consciously, it's like, at least Chuck never lied to me. I ain't never stole. And I like the fact that you can't tell people I know anything about me.
Right.
If somebody say, yo, he did this, you'll be like, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, 'cause you never seen it. Where's the evidence of it? I'm into parameters I can control. I can control not lying, not stealing, and protecting women and children. So if we at a party, I'm walking every woman to the car that need to walk to the car. Ain't no chick or kid not gonna feel safe around me. And I feel like that should keep me in the building. If this was a job, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He's a brother in the building.
Yeah, it keep me in the building and keep me getting my 40 a week. So, and that's it. I'm just looking for my 40 a week as a man. Like, you feel me? I can't really do nothing else. I can, but these are the things I know I could be steady with. That you can't judge me, because I could just not do that. I could not lie. I could not steal, and walk everybody to the car. And if the little kid wants water or son hungry, what you want? I got it. That's it. That's all I could do is just keep my 40. So it's pretty simple.
I would say treat every being, human being, animal, insect. I do my best not to kill the flies and the bugs that be in the house. If I got to, it's gonna go down. But I do my best to actually put them on a piece of paper and take them outside, because I look at every being, every piece of existence as if it's God in front of me. So I treat every being as if it's God in front of me, because it is, in a different form. Number 2, follow your heart. No matter what, follow your heart. And then number 3, fuck OPP, which is what I call other people's perceptions. Because that is what blocks number 2 a lot of times. And it kind of disconnects you from what your heart is actually saying moment to moment, because we so worried about what somebody's going to think about what we're doing. So that would be my 3.
Y'all have 3. I just have 2.
So
1, don't be stagnant. I hate being stagnant. It's a plethora of resources that's available at my fingertips to be stagnant. So it kind of coexists with my second one. Don't be bored.
Like that one.
Because when you're stagnant and bored,
Right.
it leads into a bunch of other stuff. So when I'm stagnant, if I'm stagnant, then that means that I'm not growing. I'm kind of like dying or staying still. We supposed to be flowing. So I need to keep going. So in being bored, if I'm bored, then I'm going to get into stuff that I shouldn't be into. So if I'm bored, that means I'm stagnant, because that means that I ain't working towards something. Even if it's relaxing, something is supposed to be going on. It allowed me to be able to dive into other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So even with being stagnant, it's like sometimes I'll overwork, or I'll just be thinking about working. So now the stagnant is me doing that over and over, thinking that you're going to progress in it. No, you got to back up. You know what I'm saying? And you was in your comfort zone, or you jumped out of your previous comfort zone. Now do it again. So you can have a bigger comfort zone and just keep doing it over and over. So it's like constantly putting myself in positions to be able to evolve. You know what I'm saying? Constantly having that self-reflection, because I'm going to have those mistakes. So it allowed me to be able to touch on different things and a little bit of time, if you say, because there's always gonna be area where I'm gonna be laxed in or whatever the case is. But if I'm looking to constantly grow, I'm never gonna be bored.
Right.
Because if I'm by myself, I'm chilling, I'm reflecting. Even if I'm not using a phone or watching the TV, even my feet up, I'm not bored.
Right.
I'm relaxing.
Right, no
I'm
doubt.
enjoying my time. You know what I'm saying? So
bored.
those are my two. Don't be stagnant. Don't be bored.
Right. Cool.
Love it, love it. So we starting to transition over to the man and woman stuff. We gotta ask them questions.
Oh,
That's the big topic
It's
now
crazy.
in 2023. So we just talked about y'all rules, right? What do y'all feel like is men's biggest issue, and what do y'all feel like is women's biggest issue right now? It could be in any realm you want it to be. Relationship, just being a man, just being a woman, mother, father, whatever, however, how many other rules we play. What do you think one issue is for men and one issue is for women in our age range? I honestly just pretty much today, because we got some older people acting younger than us. So, I want to know what y'all feel like your biggest issue is.
The main issue is they ain't working with the women. The women issue is they ain't working with the men.
That's the only answer we need.
Yo,
That's a good answer. What do you want to say after that?
we all have 23 chromosomes of one and 23 chromosomes of the other. As males, we majority left brain dominant. Some as right brains. We work together in different things in that nature, but we need both each other. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll be able to help each other because they're able to see stuff that we're not able to see, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It's the other perspective. It's the other part of the picture. It's a lot of solutions to just working together. Me working with other women, it allows me to be able to just ease up a little bit more, pay attention to the detail. You know what I'm saying? So, and then with them is allow them to be on point at times when they need to. You know what I'm saying? But not just overdoing it. So we able to pull from one another because we have the energy within each other. And I wasn't here without a man and a woman coming together. It's like a little poetry.
Fire, I like that one.
I would say men don't feel, women don't think. And of course, it's not a broad blanket statement, but underneath a lot of the issues, underneath a lot of the issues, like
That's it.
when I work with a lot of couples, what I hear a lot of times when we get into our joint session and we start to go over some of the arguments, discrepancies they may have had, what comes up a lot of times for the women is, but I feel, right? And when she's, and a lot of times when she's in that space and it's not balanced with her masculine counterpart, logic, reasoning is out the window. It's the precedent is what I feel that should trump everything. It don't. It's important, right? And then on the other end, the man is like, but it don't make sense. And we kind of get caught in this limbo, that space in between, until we able to connect those energies, that masculine and feminine dance comes back together. But until we do that, we are on opposite ends of the field of it don't make sense, but this is what I feel. Men don't feel, women don't think.
Y'all hitting us with the one-hitter quiz. I'm saying that was Dave Chappelle. That was Bernie Mac.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
Saying, what comedian coming up next after them two? You know what I'm saying? What we got next? Who next?
I mean, I feel like you can't really say it no better than he said it. 'Cause he's the professional. I mean, it's just what it is. Like we just happen to have a professional. So you can't really say it no better than that. But I know I can say what I personally feel like the thing is that men are just about to get in a space where we can tell the truth. So you can't really help me if you don't know the truth about me. So a lot of men have been the same thing that women get a lot of help for, like whether it be molestation or I share with my ladies that a lot of men don't tell the truth that most of their first sexual experience is with somebody inappropriately older.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
So I I mean, you got to be the weirdo to be the only one to say it. I happen to be that person a lot of times because I ain't scary about certain stuff. But until men start telling the truth about what we actually experience and how we live, then you can't be my homie because you don't know me.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think on the women's side, it's have to do more accepting of the fact that you're not losing time because you did or thought wrong for a long time. And women tend to, I think, anchor like wins and losses to that. Like if I admit that my thinking was wrong, then I just did a bunch of bullshit for like 10 years.
Right.
But this is why a lot of women stay in that loop because they just don't want to admit that they was wrong or taught wrong or think wrong.
Facts.
So with men, it's easy because when we growing up, if Doc's lie on his dick, we gonna joke on him, beat him up, do all type of shit, right? So we gotta be accountable. You either be one of them niggas that like, yeah, I just got signed to Rockefeller, like some lying ass shit. Or you be just like a regular real nigga, like. So what I'm saying, but women don't be having that. Yeah. So I think once those two type of things like connect, we'll be in better shape to be partners. Cause a lot of men, we just missing the homie part out of women. Like, fuck with me, cause I'm down, I'm up, like, fuck with me.
Right.
Don't treat me no different than if I was up or down. Like, homies do that. A lot of women don't get that homie connection from men cause they don't fuck with niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? So then, that's the part was missing and will have you single for a long time.
Right.
It's because you never was nobody real friend. And I think women don't really understand that part. It's like, be a homie if you want to be in with the homies. And the evidence be at the cookout. You ever see that one chick at the cookout that it's like she like everybody girl, like she go get your plate, my plate, whatever, and it be like, don't be fucking with Alicia. Like everybody know that. That's because she everybody homie. Cause she really his homie. And niggas know that ain't the chick niggas gonna try and fuck or none of that. They know don't play with that one like that. Why she special? Cause she a homie and a girl.
Right, no doubt.
Boom. So that's it. That's pretty much.
That piece you said about men to a large degree, we do have accountability circles. It's not conscious. We don't like actively try to formulate it. It just kind of happens. Yeah. Women don't really be having accountability circles. A lot of times they'll get with other women that's going to validate their bullshit a lot of times. Yeah. Because it's always the man's fault. So I just wanted to point that out, that I never really thought about that. Women don't really have accountability.
I thought about something you ain't think about.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm really that, brother.
And that's just, our society don't actually foster that, safe space for the ladies to be able to do that, because it's usually I don't want to use absolutes in a social work world. Usually when it comes to that, it's more so they put on a pedestal, or they can't do certain things, so it's like it's soft and stuff like that. So we don't really foster that within our community, and that's something that we could add, because we're starting to have platforms that allow for this cross, I don't want to say breeding, but you know what I'm saying? This multi-layer, type of conversation where we're trying to focus on bringing our communities together to be able to talk and be vulnerable, like you said.
Well, as the world knows right now, I'm up here with three of the most intelligent brothers on the planet at this moment.
Talk that talk.
To me, right? And I agree with all my brothers, man. They said it perfectly. I think it just boiled down to, my brother said, accountability for women. And I think for men, it's trust. We don't trust. Men don't trust because, like, my brother over here, which is intelligent to me, he said something very important, man. There's no safe space. Right. So if I can't share certain things with you, no matter how much I love you, I don't trust you, right? So if I don't trust you, we definitely don't have no good relationship, because we'll give her this, but I'm not giving. You kidding me? Tell her the code. Are you kidding me? There's no trust. And then our sisters is like, I went through your phone and
right.
What do you mean and? Where's the accountability for going through my personal privacy?
No doubt.
Right? It was, you shouldn't have did it because, no, I'm not saying that I'm not wrong.
Yeah, no doubt. But it's two things here. It's two dynamics.
Where is the accountability for invading my privacy?
Right.
And the sad part about it is, if it happens and they don't find anything, they'll never tell you they went through it because they have access to it now.
And continue to go through it.
Yeah, so they'll continue, no, I ain't find nothing, girl, but
Yeah.
I want to tell them. But the moment they find, this picture was up.
You talking about 2 years ago through my phone, you finally got me, but that's what we talking about, no doubt.
So I just think it's like my brother said, man, it's just, for men, I think it's trust, and for women, it's just accountability, man. There's no, my mother got 10 kids, 5 boys, 5 girls. I was the only boy for a long time. There is no accountability with women. And shout out to my sisters. I love you dearly. But there is no accountability. Think about what they say. Well, you cheated first. Like, yo, we're there. 2 wrongs don't make it right. You heard Eddie Kane in the 5 Heartbeats, man? I'm just saying, it's accountability and trust. It's hard to trust. It is. It's hard to trust.
T, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Can I? Is that allowed?
Yeah, of course.
Since we're on the accountability thing, we got 4 brothers here talking about it. How would you advocate to the women that's going to hear this to, I guess, work on their accountability muscle? What would you suggest to them?
Honestly, the first choice of accountability is how you feed yourself. You know, you have a manual that you are supposed to follow as a human being, right? And as women, we have a manual as we supposed to eat a certain way. We should be sleeping. You know, we should be resting. We should be listening. You know, and so how you feed yourself is going to be the first form of accountability, because when it's time for you to choose a food and that other thought of, oh, I could just do it tomorrow, or you know what, well, I already ate bad, and if you are not going to deal with that actual consequence of the choices that you make within yourself, meaning you know deep down inside you're supposed to be saying yes to the way you're eating and not digging down into that for your own choices first, then it's going to be hard to do it with anybody else in any other situation. So believe it or not, one of the best places to practice accountability is your connection with food. If we all know we're supposed to eat a certain way, and you going to the doctor, or the clothes ain't fitting the same, or you high in your stomach and your pictures and stuff like that, and you're not doing nothing to change it, you're not even taking your own accountability with your own self. So you're not going to be able to tell the truth and accept the truth from other people in other situations. So food first and rest, how we take care of ourselves, is the first format. Not putting it before, not putting work before, not putting children before. You are designed to have self-preservation first. It's no going. So if you're going outside of that, then you're deprogramming yourself, or you're choosing, or you're forcing yourself to be a certain way, whether it is from a condition of fear, or whether it's from a condition of fear or lack, or, you know, something that maybe you didn't get as a child, and now, you know, you like, oh, I gotta make sure I take care of this or take care of that. No, we all know deep down inside what we're supposed to be doing, and that is our first sign of accountability. Period, point blank.
Yeah, because I say a lot of times women will complain about, you know, the dating pool and how many quote unquote cheaters it is out here as far as men. But like you just said, you sending the energy into the universe of you cheating on yourself every single day. Of course, that's what you're gonna reflect back to you. And before you go to the next question, let me redirect it to my brothers. Let me be the host real quick.
Yeah, please.
How do y'all, or how have y'all like navigated lack of feminine accountability, whether family, girlfriends, wives, baby mothers, whatever it is? What are some tips or just things that you see and how we could be better as men navigating when that's the case, which is pretty often? I feel like I had to ask that question.
Shit got spice.
Don't use
That's
me.
why I'm here.
I put on, John.
Don't use me.
You know,
Yo, he's zoomed in on me. He zoomed in.
you put on, John.
Now you can use me. I don't care. Look, I'll take accountability. If you want to use me, use me.
Let's get it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
All right, I ain't gonna go first though. I respect the zone,
Somebody warm it up.
but I'm not going first though. I got stuff to do.
All right, matter of fact, I answer the question first, and then we can go around. And I just posted about this today too. I think it's like an art. We got to master the skill set, and a lot of times, being that we got so much masculine energy flowing through us, we think it should always be streamlined, straightforward, linear approach to I'm guiding you, or I'm keeping you accountable and letting you know something that you should be doing that you're not, or vice versa. That's part of it. I don't even think it's 50%. I think it's a smaller percentage, but because I think the majority of it, you got a good woman, you know she has the potential to be able to see herself in certain ways. A lot of it got to be nonverbal guidance, nonverbal holding up that mirror of accountability. And you got to, sometimes it's just your own example. I've been in relationships where the amount of time I give to meditation and stuff like that, how I eat, I never even had a conversation with these women about what it could do for them if they did the same thing. But just my example for the quote unquote wrong woman for me, it was pressure. It felt like just my example and me not even coming at you was putting pressure on you and making it feel like I was telling you what to do. Right. So being in those type of relationships, being in a balanced relationship with my wife now, the majority of the guidance she's taken from me, I haven't had to say. Like even with her stepping into her femininity more, I just put on the post today. I remember getting into bed and, you know, she was in military for like 10 years, law enforcement for a few years. Father wasn't around, so she been in survival mode for a long time. She ain't had a man in the house for a long, like really never in her life. So it's just certain things that didn't register to her, but I knew it wasn't my place to say yet. So case in point, like I put on the post today, we were getting to bed, we playing footsie, right? Back of the hill is not soft. I put it like that, right?
Doc,
I come up, hers,
Okay.
right? This is real. This is real.
I seen it.
And it didn't bother me whatsoever because this is the woman I love. Like the flesh to a large, of course she's beautiful in every way she chooses to flex. But for us, it's a way deeper soul connection. I'm not going to trip about dry hills, right? Like I may have in the past. She provides so many things to me that I don't care about that. But even in those moments, I understood with the progression that she was on, I knew she was going to get to that point in her own accord, at her own pace. Had I said it then, it may have been too much pressure. It may have been too abrasive, too abrupt. So there's certain ways men got to be able to recognize when it's time to give that linear, I need to say this. The majority of the time, a lot of women's progression is in that gray area between black and white, between right and wrong. So we got to have the intuitive prowess to know, I got to let life guide this one. I got to let her make her journey towards that point, whatever it may be. And she a whole... in her bad bitch energy, legs greased up, heels greased up. I was under the covers the other day, like, we lit. I never had to say a word, right? So a lot of men will have that overt linear expression, and a lot of times it's too much energy, it's too much pressure, it's too much force. Yeah. When you couple that with the, I guess, gentler, softer, letting that God guidance come through your system without you even having to say a word, that kind of forces that, not even force, it pulls out the accountability from the woman in ways she may not have been able to do before. Yeah, so I got in trouble first. Whoever feels free to go next.
For me, I just
I love you, baby.
I just hold myself at a high standard. Mm-hmm. I don't really say much. So if I just be the example. Mm-hmm. That's all I do, right? Because like you said, it might not be time to say anything, but I know if you love me, and when a woman love you, right? Whether it's my sister, anybody, like my sister's like, yo, I love my brother. Right. So to me, my brother is a good man.
Right.
So when we fell out, or I fall out with any woman, I don't be hard on them. I just be what I want them to be.
Right.
So if I want you to have accountability, I'm gonna take it first. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. And they ain't never gonna be like, well, you don't take accountability. I'm not gonna say I take accountability. I'm gonna just show you. Because actions speak louder than words.
And to go back to what you said about being impeccable with your word, as you were saying, actions speak louder than words. I throw this in there too. It goes both ways, right? My wife, she got two phones. She got her content phone and then the phone she used. The phone she used, the case is like this. I don't even know why it was still on there. It's falling apart, and it's been like that for a minute. But we had a conversation about it maybe like 4 months ago. I'm like, I'm gonna have to just go get you a case because you're never gonna get this case. but it slipped my mind for 4 months, right? She never said a word, but when I finally got the case, like the day before I was coming to Jersey, it was just so heavy on my heart. I'm like, yo, I never got the case, right?
Yeah.
When I gave it to her, she's ecstatic, she's happy, and she was like, when you said that, I was never going to get a case. If it took you 2-3 years, I was going to wait for you to get me that case.
Wow.
So this is a way she's also showing me grace and trust, knowing I'm going to come around the corner, but not being forceful every day. You said you're going to give me the case. That grace got to go both ways, and that grace is what opens up to us up to more accountability both ways.
Yeah, I love that answer, bro.
Yeah.
But that's all I do. I just be a mirror. I'm going to be the example.
Facts.
That's all.
Hey, I'm gonna be real. What was the answer? What was the question?
Gotta ask Docs. That was Doc's question.
How have you or how do you navigate the lack of feminine accountability in your world? Family, women, your girlfriends, whatever.
I'm dealing with that now. So the immature way would be to close off and stay within my comfort zone and just be like, it is what it is, and just keep going about it. For me, that works for people that don't matter. For the people that do matter within the circle, we gotta have a conversation.
That's a good one, bro. People that don't matter.
For me, it's like, I have to grow. I don't like being stagnant. And if I see that this is a roadblock, then we gotta have a conversation. No matter what tool sets I can have, because for me, I grew up being shy. So for me, it's like, yo, it's being direct. Bible says when I was a child, I spake and I thought, and I as a child. Now I'm a grown man. I put away childish things. So with me being a grown man, now we gotta have certain conversations because now I have the tools, and I'll develop the toolkit to allow me to be able to do just that. Because I grew up in an environment where I saw people handling conflict in ways that was unhealthy, that was toxic. So since I didn't have proper tools that was proper for me, then I gotta pause. Now I have them. Now I can conduct myself in a way that I know I'm supposed to. So now I'm just being direct, and we gonna have conversations because I care about our relationship so much that I want to see it continue to evolve. So this is hurting me, or I feel like this, that, and the third, or it hurts me or it pains me that you don't take accountability for your actions. You know what I'm saying? I need reciprocity within this relationship because the relationships is two people or more that relate and they are going somewhere as opposed to the ship in the word relationship. We have to be able to relate and go somewhere. I don't like being stagnant, so if we ain't going nowhere, it's hurting me.
Right.
Yeah.
So we gotta talk.
With me, I think the most important word you said is navigate. Because it's an ocean. I don't own it. It's no map to it or nothing. I have to navigate other people's accountability. So the one thing I could do is run the triangle offense. Don't lie, don't steal, keep women and children safe. Now, whether your brain could pick up on that's all you see me do, whether you my mom or my lady or anything, but like I can't do nothing about that per se. Right, and I had to learn that. You'll understand when you understand. I know I'm beneficial in every relationship that I'm in, whether it's with a man or a woman, right? Because I run the triangle offense. You can use one of those three things if you know me, right? And I'm halfway smart too, so given person. So let's say, for instance, you might not have grown up being able to trust your dad, or a lot of us wound up being smarter than our parents at some point. So then you lose the trust of putting shit on other people. It throw you further in a survival mode. Now, if a person doesn't recognize things like that, then they might not be able to see me for what I am. So then, this is what I mean by navigating it. Now I gotta steer my boat around that shit, because those are stormy waters. Now my shit might sink fucking with you in that area right there. So I might gotta change latitude and longitude, go over here. Now you take your boat or you can swim to me, but I gotta stay in calm waters for myself, right? So Say like for instance, my mom, she's a great person, but she's stuck in her ways. You know, like most older people are, right? So she had 2 heart attacks. My mom still eat pork skins and shit like that now. She see me making juice, I offer it to her. I'm down 160 pounds. She can see that, right? So if she chooses not to see what is actually here, that's reality. I can't do shit about it. It hurt me. It causes things in our relationship that shouldn't be. But I have to move my boat around now. I have to now begin my own family because I can't impute logic onto something that's not mine, right? So I can't imprint. I have to get my girl pregnant, start a family, and imprint. But I can't do that on my mom because she imprinted on me. Right. So that's the navigation part. I have to know what to receive from my mom at this point because the information ain't good no more. I was joking with my lady earlier, right? It was like my cousin Pootie, he always make this thing, but like where we get saving the chicken grease from, right? Now look, you say the shit, but then if you go to Popeyes, this grease old as hell. Right. But the shit in your kitchen been in there for like 2 months, but it's your grease. But who taught you to do that? It's some senseless shit that been from slave time to now that we do because we couldn't afford to go buy new grease, but now we doing that shit for what? You know what I mean? So some things you just gotta sit down and admit, like this shit is really insanity. Me thinking like this and accepting this from you. And that's where the navigation part is. So that's what I like about your question is that it's actually something to navigate. Right. You can only, to me, lead by some type of example, which we all kind of said, right? But words don't get it done if somebody can't see or hear. Like, so it's, what are you saying if somebody can't hear you? What example are you setting if they can't see you?
I think the last thing I throw on that, because that's perfect. You can't change the longitude and latitude, which could potentially lead to y'all splitting up in whatever capacity that is, without a certain level of, I don't want this to happen, but fearlessness as far as me speaking my truth, me saying what I need to say, me staying in those calm waters, and if your water getting too crazy, we may have to go our separate ways. We got to do so with a certain level of fearlessness, because as long as you have that, you always going to express what you got to express in whatever way you feel compelled to. A lot of men don't have that fearlessness because they don't feel like they're going to be good without their lady, because they don't have their own foundation built where if they lady leaves, like me and my wife talk about it all the time, if we wake up tomorrow, she say, you know what, this don't work for me no more, it's going to be devastating. But I'm going to always be good because I have the foundation of the divine within me. I go right back to my Najee Ramba Martin in the forest stuff. So whoever comes or goes, I'm still going to be good. A lot of men have not established that for themselves. So we cling. We deal with a lot of stuff we shouldn't deal with. We don't say what we got to say for fear of losing that individual. When you get to that point where even though the thought is like, but you don't care, you're going to do what you got to do, that's when our ability to guide and hold accountable our women goes to a higher level. So, yeah, I think that was a fire.
I think the brother answer was fire.
Yeah.
They can't see you.
All of that.
It's going to be an example when somebody can't see you, man.
That thing was thanging right there.
Off the cuff. Be an example they can't see me.
We got to, we can get way deeper, but some stuff we just got to keep basic, just and not to say that, the listeners are basic, but I just want to touch on just the topics. Yeah. So a lot of us that watch this show thinks beyond. So I'm letting y'all know that I'm particularly asking basic questions that's going on right now, so we could kind of wrap up in about maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, so I want to talk about like the 50-50 thing, the high value, right? That's the thing going on right now, right? With the high value. You know what I mean? So we need this for promo. You know what I mean? This a promo question right here.
That's got for the glasses back on. For the clip.
Put the muggers back on.
I want to know what y'all think about what's high value to y'all as men, right? Let's do it. High value men, high value women, right? What's that to you? Who's that to you? And what's y'all thoughts on that 50-50 situation, right? I just want to know those two questions. What is a high value women? What is a high value man? Like what mix up of that? And what do y'all think of the 50-50 situation?
Want me to go for it? I think about this all the time.
Go
So
ahead.
I got some. Well, my thoughts on it is this. Only God could place value on a human because he the one who made him.
Exactly.
So saying I could assess another person's value is egotistical and maniacal, to be quite honest.
And based on like 1 or 2 metrics of the human experience. But
Exactly.
yeah.
See, there we go. And I also think that's some real slave shit to be passed down. Cause we used to be on blocks and motherfucker determine our value by how much we looked or how we worked or whether they wanted to fuck us or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So all that shit is make believe. One. I can't speak for nobody else, but this seemed like to be a black thing, so I'm gonna just go with it. Right? This 50-50 shit is nuts because if we all fucked up anyway, we all need to be going 50-50 to make 200.
Exactly.
So
Talk.
if you really see, we throw these terms around like survival mode and all that, but let's go thrival mode. 50-50 conversations is survival mode shit. Thrival mode is collectiveness, which will make more than 100%. If it ain't math in it, I don't believe that shit. So if it's like what you bring to the table, it's somebody else's table in somebody else's house we eating dinner in. Who give a fuck what we bringing to the table? It's what you could steal from the table to take back up to the slave quarter so we can eat something at night. So these conversations is beneath me in a sense mentally because they don't make sense. They just shit to get the internet jumping and to have black men and black women arguing.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to put together to get more than 100. Cause motherfuckers is up 800 and 1,000% on us. So if you actually a black person and you love your people and like yourself, don't have these conversations of value and percentages. Cause as they say, the math ain't mathing. 50 and 50 is 100. 100 don't mean shit compared to 1,000. So if the numbers are variable, then so are your thoughts. Like, you know what I mean? That's just my opinion on it. I don't mean to disrespect anybody who participates in this conversation in that way. I'm just saying it's beneath me because it's stupid. We don't have enough to start saying what we bring. Well, you don't really have shit. You spend money with people who don't care about you, right? So your money is getting funneled out anyway. So the only way a woman thinks that I can show her love is by buying something from a gay white man, right? Then we fucked up anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if it's all going to them, then it's some house nigga convo anyway. Because if the only way I can show you love is to buy shit from them, then I love them, nigga, and you love them. You just using me to love them. You love Valentino through me. You love Balenciaga through me. And I'm a slave for you and them. Which is why I'm a rob niggas and do all this other shit to get that shit fucked. So it's the conversation beneath me, the 50-50 shit and all that is stupid, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You heard what he said. Stupid. You heard what he said, man.
Just knock all the mics over.
Somebody else.
I mean, that's the answer. The only thing I'm gonna add to it is personal experience. Only thing I'm gonna add to that is personal experience because there's probably a lot of women that follow either me or Candace or both of us that will look at me as a high value man at this point. I was this 8 years ago, right? Of course, I've evolved in a lot of ways, but I feel like a lot of women are missing their blessings, looking for a high value man, 6 figures and all this other stuff, and they don't realize that part of this equation, like you was just saying, from what we come from, our lineage, it's these two energies coming together to make the conglomerate, the enterprise, or whatever you want to call it. So I just needed a little bit of watering of that feminine energy. And that actually came even before Candace came into my life when I was still with my son's mother. Of course, we're not together anymore. But there was still a lot of wisdom going both ways that helped me to establish my platform. I ain't know nothing about like websites and, like flyers and all this type of stuff. That side of it, I didn't care about none of that. That's what she was good at. right? So just that energy being able to be shared, yes, it put me in a space where now I could be looked at as that, but a lot of women are passing by the man that's working a 9 to 5. I was driving trucks 14, 15 hours a day. I had all this potential in me then. And a lot of women feel like, well, you should already be able to create your enterprise without my watering. That's not the natural order. So that would be my only thing. Don't miss your blessing. Sometimes
Nigga Doc said it's not the natural
I
order.
remember 50 Cent was on, I think, Hot 97 105 years ago. And he was talking about like his love life, and he used this term that offended me then because I was on this truck driving 15 hours that day for work, and he was like, "Yeah, these women be out here messing with RNs." They like, "What you mean? RNs like nurses?" Like, nah, regular niggas, right? It's a lot of regular niggas y'all passing by that with your energy can be enterprise men, company builders, all these different things, but they want that bag. So that's the only thing I wanted to add. You said it perfectly.
Dang, did anybody else want to piggyback on that one?
Trust God. All praise due to the Lord. Trust God.
Word though.
The 50-50 stuff, for me, I want your best. I want whatever, because our best fluctuates day to day. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you're giving your all, and whatever it is within that moment, that's what I want, because that's what I'm going to, add to it as well. There's no specific, percentage is your all. That's the percentage right there for me. Because we're going to do a lot and we're going to expound on that. I'm going to go harder. Why? Because I'm a vessel of God. And as long as I'm putting myself in areas to be available, the stream is going to come through and it's going to be golden. So I'm high value because I lean on God and He value, and that's where I get everything from. And I'm unstoppable as long as I'm leaning on God. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So we going to get to it because I'm a high value man, because God is the high value spirit, and I'm a spiritual being that's having a human experience. So
Just keep it basic, man. That's
fire.
Right. Goddamn right.
Dang, I love it. So we gonna probably get, because I love the answers, right? I love them. Thank y'all so much.
You went off.
Nah, thank you.
No.
You definitely went off.
You went off.
Like,
It's beneath my man. You heard what he said.
Nah, that's on point.
Beneath my man, bro. You heard what he said, man.
Right. So what do y'all do, right? So watching like my mother and my father grow up, right? While I was growing up, excuse me. And, I would see like my father fill in with so many other characteristics, like fixing everything in the house, right? And, my mom was, and shout out to both of them, but, she still didn't trust my dad, like how you talked about. Like, and, with us, we are as women, right? We are so like conditioned to think that like in order for us to respect y'all, it has to be from a look, right? Like it's not even what y'all do, right? Respect is something that we're choosing to give men based off of a look. Even if it was a man that did construction, right? Women, we so crazy sometimes. He could come in doing a paint job and all those things look crazy. And you like, look at his sneaker, look at it. And don't even know, like, he's a whole mastermind of creativity because it doesn't look a certain way, right? And so we deal with that, even some of us as the most conscious, just because it's just programmed into us. So what are some of the ways that y'all try to do y'all best in just allowing women to feel like, safe around y'all, or just to be able to, open up to be like, oh, I actually, respect him, or I see that value. Like, what are y'all doing to just show, y'all value for women to be able to respect y'all? Because I feel like with the answers, right, which is perfect, but for the woman that is highly addicted to receiving items as a form of masculinity from a man, they might be like, man, they just saw some beta shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? All that positive. They just don't want to pay the bills, right? Like,
it's all
that love and guidance y'all just gave. Nah, man, they just being cheap. They don't want to pay the bill. Like, F that. Like,
We never said you wouldn't pay the bill. He just,
you know what I'm saying? I know that. I'm just trying to be a little advocate here, right? So, like, outside of that duty, right? What are y'all offering, to yourselves and to women to create that safe space?
for me, to be honest, I offer education. I feel like from my personal experiences, one of my highest values have always been the ability to educate.
Sure.
So when every woman I've ever had, whether obviously a lot of it didn't last, but they left with more than they came with.
Shit.
So to them, even now that some of them are married and got boyfriends, they're like, Sha, I couldn't see it back then, but you were so right. You was before your time, you so smart. And I just feel like the woman who can learn from a man, she got to understand that he really has value. Because you, as a woman, you might be beautiful, right? You might have a lot of great things going, but you got character. But a man who can come in your life and teach you something, he can. I'm on mic. Oh, let me get the mic right. Sorry. It's all love. You can hear me good?
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. My little beard boy. That in. But I just feel like educating someone is the highest level of value to have.
I mess with that.
Because think about just life. You guys are teaching your sons that educating someone is high value, right? Buying you a bag, you got the bag and what? Oh,
Next season,
it looks good,
yeah.
right? I went to Apple because I was tracking my phone, lost my phone. And the lady, I get it. You make money off of making sales. She's like, yeah, you might as well get the iPhone 14. This is the newest phone. I said, lady, there's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with my phone.
Right, no doubt.
This is not gonna make me a better person by having an iPhone 14. And guess what? Another rep said, don't get that phone, because guess what happens? And she said, December, the iPhone 15 comes.
Right.
It doesn't make sense economically. But the lady who educated me, that value spoke. Like, I'm like, wow. Because, sometimes in these stores, men especially are very prideful. If you make a person feel like they can't afford something,
Right.
oh, if you can get it, what you mean if I can get it?
Right.
Or you say, I like those sneakers. Well, those sneakers I never asked you the price of the sneaker. But now you're making me feel like I can't afford it. So to sell to a Negro is very, very tactical. But the educate someone is I just educate. That's the highest level of value to a person, like education.
Feel that.
I would say probably my own vulnerability, my own transparency. And that puts me in a space where I always quote this line from Joe Budden. I got a side I never showed to you. The side where everybody is disposable. Relationships are never a threat because I'll erase the history and act like we never met. And yeah, that could be cold, but when you carry that energy in a balanced approach, especially with showing women that you're safe, like one of the things I'm most proud of in the space that I hold in these communities, being around thousands and thousands of beautiful women, no woman can truthfully ever say, while Docs was talking to him, his eyes drifted elsewhere. My eyes went down. I'm right here I don't care how beautiful you are or may feel you are. My sturdiness, right? And my connection to source, to my mission, to my purpose, and of course now my wife, and to my respect for the fact that even if I thought you was beautiful before I was in a relationship, that you probably got some work to do, right? And me even entering that equation, it possibly could set you back even with me being balanced. So the amount of respect I have for the feminine experience this whole time from my level up, I exude that now. I don't even have to say that to a woman. They could feel that on me. They could feel it through my Instagram. They know it's not just for the gram and all these different things. And I'm not able to get to that point without being vulnerable, transparent myself. And I remember being on social media, sharing a lot of the stuff I was going through and people telling me, Facebook ain't for that. Before I was even on the gram like that. Or the gram ain't for that. That has always been my superpower of just saying what I'm going through regardless of who feel a way about it. And that has led me to the wisdom I've been able to acquire to feel safe to the women that I'm around. So those are two things for me.
The world is our therapist, man.
Facts.
Right, the world is our therapist.
For myself, I would say encouragement, because that's my strongest spiritual gift, is encouragement. And encouragement isn't just, come on now.
Yeah.
It's not just always like that. Sometimes it's like, yo, You can't be doing that, yo.
Right.
That ain't right.
Right.
You know, like, so it handles on and touch on both sides. You know what I'm saying? But it goes deeper as well, because encouragement is not just that way, or or just the sturdy up ways, like I gotta be stern or firm or what have you. But it's multiple ways where you just having a conversation, or I'm showing you how to do something. Like I was saying, like growing up, I didn't have those proper ways to be able to handle conflict. So if I'm being vulnerable enough to share with you that, yo, this is something that's challenging for me, but I'm willing to step outside of my comfort zone and still share it with you, that's a testimony which is encouraging, because I'm showing you in real time how to get over a hump that you could possibly have trouble with as well. So that's encouraging for you as well, because it's inspiring, especially if you know somebody and, on a deeper level, to be able to be like, yo, I know where you came from, or I see you growing, or, you know what I'm saying, just to see the progression, the evolution, and what have you. So the encouragement comes in so many different ways, but those are like the couple ways that I like, could tap into right now.
Okay. Yeah. So I think basically I kind of agree with everything the other brother said, but I'll comment it on like this. I think what's real important, especially in our community, is like the relationship between old and young. So just like we just talked about the natural relationship between male and female. If you're an older person, right, and a lot of older people feel like they don't have value because they didn't do certain shit, but that's like a misnomer. You have value the minute you tell the truth. So remember when we was in the park the other day, and I said, look, cuz, all I could do is tell you where I've walked in this park and didn't find anything. So then we can walk together and save time to the parts of the park I didn't walk in. So I might not be able to help you today. I don't have the answer, but I know where I've been and did not get the answer. So I'm not going to let you, me being 10 years older than you, walk where I already walked at and ain't find shit. So I think that it's a lot of value in just telling the truth and running the triangle. I know I keep going back to that,
That's real.
but I'm a basic ass dude in that sense. Like, if it's too complicated, it probably ain't gonna fucking work. It's like any plan. It has to be basic, right? For it to be executed and understood, right? 'Cause any good plan needs more than one person. If you can, what I said to you the other day, if you have a plan that only you can execute, it's probably shit, right? It's not, it's not a make wave, you know what I mean? So I think that's important, and that word educating, that's telling the truth, because teaching taught me this, right? It's like, this kid might read slower than him, doesn't mean he's not smart as the other guy, whatever, right? So it's like a dance you play to educate somebody. You gotta want them to know what you know. And that's the beauty of it right there. You can't do anything but that. It's like, I know something good. I won't stop until you know it too. You transform yourself from yourself to a vessel at that point, because knowledge come from up there somewhere where he be at. Do his thing, right? It come from that place through us to other people. That's the whole point of us being born together, right? And I think that just that, and like trying to show basic skills knowledge in the sense of, whenever a female might feel some type of way or whatever, right? It's let's get back to the basics of thinking, and to not be long-winded, but I think that a lot of men, we don't recognize the role we play in their non-accountability too. Meaning we raise women, we don't let them do everything. You don't want her to fall, but you let Marty fall.
Facts.
You won't let the girl fall. So then you wind up with a 30-year-old on your hand that don't know shit and can't understand when you like, yo, just run the play.
Right.
Because we used to doing the X's and O's. Doc, you run this way, Rel, you run this way, we get the touchdown. They don't know that, and it's kind of our fault too.
Right.
So you got to start raising men and women different to accept accountability and understand it. You know what I'm saying? So I think like the greatest gift you can give is just telling the truth and running the triangle, like being a good example. And I think you're very good at this, I believe, and I think that's why people trust you. People can tell that when the camera is off, nothing changes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that make a motherfucker fuck with you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Some people you could tell, like if the outtake come on, you gonna hear some other shit. You're not like that. You don't come off like that.
Right.
So it builds a certain type of real organic
Talking about
trust.
that integrity.
Yeah, you know, and that's what that
Yeah,
word
integrity, yeah.
Integrity is what they use that term. You know, I was in construction, right? Bridges and shit. That's
Structural integrity, yeah.
bro, because integrity is based on what it can stand.
I never even looked at that word like that.
You feel what I'm saying? Because that's where you get the word from. It's not, because, right, somebody's a good person, they tell the truth. But you don't get into integrity until you know it's a constant that you can count on. That motherfucker has integrity. He's more, Chewz is honest, Docs has integrity.
Wow.
Right? So these are two, and this is why I stress, you know, I have a background in English or whatever, right, for my education. And that's why I stress reading to people and shit like that. Because when you don't have words to express what you think and feel, you'll do shit. So it's like I explained to my lady, is you're gonna use your mind and your body to fix every problem because those are the only two fucking things you have. So without things like emotional, self-structural, integrity and all that, you're gonna misuse your brain and your body. Right? Because them the only two tools you got to act out anything. And when you don't have words to express yourself or ways, like you said, it could be music, painting. This another, like how you taught me, is different ways to meditate, right? I might can't float like how you do, but I can walk in the park and be the fuck quiet, don't listen to rap.
No doubt.
That's meditate.
Absolutely.
I could shoot a free throw 100 times and make a deal with myself. I ain't walking. I actually do that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not walking off the court until I make 12 in a row.
Right.
That's my win.
Wow.
Then I could go deal with her. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so to close up, it's just like the basic thing is just try to tell the truth as much as you know it. Don't misguide yourself and other people. And I think that's the undercurrent to what we talking about, which will make it like more successful or more attainable.
I got it. I know we about to close up. I
got one more question.
Yeah, because you just sparked something. So you said the definition of integrity is what something can stand,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
Because I was already thinking about one of the keys to this question is you could have $10 in your account. You could be exchanging with a woman that got 6 figures in her account. If you feel safe in life yourself, because a lot of men don't feel safe. Even when they got money, they still worried about, am I going to lose 50,000 tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of men don't feel safe. It don't matter what you can do or what you can produce as far as your metrics. If you can feel safe as an individual because you trust God, because you trust life, and you know if the shit hit the fan, I have the integrity to stand in my emotional regulation, to stand in that calm part of the ocean that you was talking about before, I can navigate through anything. And a lot of men, regardless of how it looks on their portfolio, they don't feel safe. Yeah. I remember when I first went down there to see my wife, I was only supposed to be there for 4 days. I'm gonna make this quick. Supposed to be there for 4 days. They had the biggest storm they had ever had in Texas.
Tornadoes and stuff.
A winter storm.
Oh, okay.
Winter storm
Now we from Jersey, right?
It was like light, but
it was like a little crop dusting of a half-inch of snow, right?
Had everything there.
But they don't have infrastructure built for that level of cold because it was super cold, right? So we at Galveston Beach. This is my first time connecting with Candace in the flesh. We had been vibing for about 8 months or whatever. So we don't really be watching the news like that. We ain't even know what was coming. I wake up the day pretty much I'm supposed to go to the airport. It's like 5 a.m, it's dark, and I got like 10 blankets wrapped around me, like cuddled up. I'm looking around at her. She got all her coats on. She didn't even tell me what was going on. She just trying to make it right and make sure I'm good. This one I knew she was like really the one, right?
Yeah.
But I say all that to say it got down to the fact a few hours later, all the news just kept saying, stay where you at. Do not get on the road. Again, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I'm looking out. Like, bro, it's no snow on the ground. Like, it's better for us to just go and figure it out. She like, you sure? So we going back and forth, but she trusted me. So we get on the road. We ended up at like a parking lot. She had like, like a conversion van. So we was able to stay in there for a while, but it was like, you know what? If this heater run out, we could freeze to death. And we ain't got no food. Let's just start driving back towards Houston. Everything is saying don't do that, but she knows I feel calm. I feel safe. I know we gonna figure this out. And we end up getting to a hotel like right before they said we ain't got no rooms. And for the next few days, it was people camped out in the lobby of the hotel. So once we got in that hotel for the next 5 days, it was like we wasn't even in the storm. We watching movies, we ordering food from the only place around here that's vegan, soul food vegan, held us down the whole time. It was like it didn't even touch us. $100,000 in my account wouldn't have mattered in that moment. She felt safe because I felt safe. So a lot of men don't feel safe in your life, and women are always going to be able to pick up on that.
Man, that's definitely true. For sure.
Don't feel safe.
You know what's crazy? I was gonna ask y'all that question, but I was like, I'm gonna exit out because we ain't had time. So you just literally answered
perfect.
it. So appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, so I got one more, right? And I think this is like really a deep question. And it actually goes both ways, right? So why I really chose y'all to come up here is because like I like to have, like, even when I have these real men conversations, it just has to deal with men who have some type of control, right? Self-control, right? And so, like, I've had a conversation with you, of course, with my man, but honestly, before any of y'all, like, that I had this conversation with, it was with you first, Docs, in the sense of just what it means to just have self-control, right, as a man, right? Especially, like, for women, right? Self-control with down there, right? As a man, right? Is what we as women is thinking about, whether it be for ourselves, right? Our safety, other women, this, that, and the third. The decisions you make, you're going to make decisions based off down there, whatever the case may be, right? But then on the flip side of the self-control, there's a part where for the men aspect, right? And thank you, babe, for teaching me this, right? But I remember you teaching me about, like, to really know if a man is that or is a real man is based off of what he don't choose to take advantage of, right? So self-control in the area of how it is for men, and not even just for the simple fact of y'all being able to do what y'all want to do with y'all strength and power, but even from the format of just like, and I want to just say RIP to like Nipsey and just certain rappers that I see, and I'm saying this because I just feel like at that point in time, sometimes just having that self-control, especially as being a leader, right? Especially talking to people in the like lower vibration, certain things that we just may say, right? And I'm not saying he did that, but I'm saying certain things that we just may say comes back. Like even when it comes to minister society, right? Just not having, like, he could have easily not beat that dude up in that parking lot and he still would have made it with Jada Pinkett. You know what I mean? So I want to know about, like, what do y'all do for self-control on the flip side, as far as what do y'all do for self-control down there? Because on the women's perspective, child, y'all money, all of that, like how women controlling her emotions is going to affect y'all, right? But then on the safety tip, the self-control as a man, like being able to, like, you know, go through some things and not do the same thing that somebody else did to you. You know, hearing another man's disadvantage or his weakness and not using that to come up, or, you know what I mean? So yeah. I want to know how y'all use y'all self-control in both areas, like for women wise, because I spoke to you, Shalil, and the reason why, you know, and you probably don't even know this, babe, but one of the main reasons of why I choose you and I chose you is because, like, you really was like the first man I ever known that really talk about, like, what you do when you know when to not serve no D. You know what I mean? And y'all all literally have been through a point in time where, you know, y'all don't serve D on purpose. So there's men that don't have no idea, never even thought about putting it up. And then on the flip side is men going into getting killed because if there's no self-control, like, you don't always got to be the alpha dog, you know, and sometimes you not. Yeah. And so I want to know self-control as far as down there, and then self-control for safety wise. Not saying certain things, chilling, even though you could be more powerful. So my last question to y'all is, how do y'all preserve or protect or figure out, you know, how to have self-control for yourself as a man and with D, right? For us women, we want to know that. And then for your safety purposes, and just protection wise, how do y'all show that self-control? What do y'all do to prepare for it? What's your regimens? Just some feedback with in regards to your opinion on how you control yourself in both of those areas, because they both can lead you down a dangerous path if you're not there. So I want to know that, and I'm done. I think that's the perfect way to end it. So,
well, my mother, she instilled it in me from like rip. Your penis is just as valuable as a female vagina. So that laid the groundwork, for me to be able to build upon. So from there, it was, consistently just understanding, okay, she nice, she got hair, what have you, but what else do you have to offer besides pussy? You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. What else is out there? You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's cool. The next sister got that, was out there left. You know what I'm saying? So like getting older, that allowed me not to have so many hang-ups and so many karmic things that I had to deal with because I wasn't like the generation screwing all these different females. You know what I'm saying? Like, so with that being right there, it allowed me to branch out to other stuff that I can deal with and understand more about myself. So that comes meditation. That one of the ways that helped me, stay away or be able to stay on that straight and narrow. And the education, because it helps me to understand on a deeper level. Okay, you just, STDs, sexual transmitted disease, but you got other STDs. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually transmitted diseases. So that's where the education come at. Then understanding the food is like, all right, well, you want to constantly elevate. So you just want more for yourself. So it's just so many different levels that it's just like, yo, that's just so beneath me. To just be out here just giving D all over the place. Why? Because it's too much stuff that'll leave me tripped up. I don't want to be attached to nobody and then I'm feeling their feelings and stuff like that because our DNA is all wrapped up and stuff. So it's just so much stuff, but it all wraps down to, for one, your penis is just as valuable as a female. I understand who I am, so now I go into the toolkit. You got meditation, you got praying, you got education, you got understanding what semen retention is, you got understanding what your cycle is as a man. You can't just be having sex and just laying it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, grooming down there and just understanding it's a cycle that you have. Can't just be having sex all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're married, sometimes you need to take breaks, whatever. Because as a man, you just need to recharge back up. So it's just understanding self and just constantly getting to know self even more. You know what I'm saying? And what my purpose is and making sure that I line up my actions. Okay, is this action right here going to help me to get further into who I am? Or is it going to pull me away? So we're just constantly learning and just understanding you're going to have those moments where you get pulled away. But it's just also just coming back, just knowing who you are.
Okay.
This is funny for me because I know, real talk is because I can pretty much, I know these two well. I don't know my man well, but I've never been celibate on purpose, right? So we kind of might, I think my lady might recognize the similarities in us, but the difference, I think is gonna be me, is out of fear, bro. Like, so I kind of put the no D rule in effect because of two things. I realized when I was young, I was being taught wrong. So I just did the opposite of what I was saying, because I was instructed to, as a youngster, to fuck as much girls as you could. This is exactly what I was told to do.
Fuck bitches. Yeah.
Word is bond. So I felt like the people that was telling me that, no disrespect to a couple of my uncles, whatever, they was losers to me, right? So I might not have been spiritually inclined, might not have, took the same road y'all took, but I knew every now and again that was like crack. I was a drug dealer for a long time, so I kind of relate a lot of things in my experience. Now I learn how to take value from. I might have been ashamed of them before because people made me feel like that, but I realized I have a wealth of knowledge because of that. So it's just like, because I've never had MySpace, Facebook, and this is the first year I've ever had that in my life, right? I can see things. I can see when my girl being a fan. I can see when you being a fan. Anybody, because you sitting there and I'm talking to you. You just keep doing that. Oh, that's the work then.
Facts.
That's the work then. I can see it, bro. Like, so I'm saying all that to say, not be long-winded, is that my thing of self-control, it might not have came from y'all. It came from more out of fear of consequences, right? If my money not right and whatever, I told myself, then I shouldn't be getting no pussy.
Right.
If I'm not driving the car I want, if I'm not whatever, pussy is not gonna help me get any of that. If I'm not doing good in college before I got kicked out, whatever, right? None of that is gonna help me. And also, I'll close with this. It's like being the man, and like I taught my ladies, like a lot of that shit is just about not doing everything you could do. So if you got this much juice in the street, yeah, I could go on docks in the block and just do what I want. But I become more of an OG by not doing that. Yeah, some might say, yeah, Chuck, because you held me down. If you got a pound with docs, I'll hit that nigga for you. But I'm more of an OG if I tell him, like, look, bro, it's all good. I'm going to go talk to docs. I'd rather see you free than doing some shit like that with me. And that's actually how I live.
Right.
Could ask anybody I was in the street with. I'm probably the only nigga in the street ever. Is if you was hustling for me or with me, the whole time I'm trying to get you a job and all that. So I'm going to kill my own fucking pocket setting you free. But I always been that. Anybody on any block will tell you that I sit on 10th in Clinton. I sit on whatever. Then I be holding real estate class in the hallway. Look, this how you do this. Free credit shit. To the point I talked to my girl so much when we first met, it was like too much. That's what I came here. Yeah, that's what I came here.
Ask me before you teach me. Please ask me.
You see what I'm saying? But
a lot.
I look at it like this. It's like you, for example, right? You got like so many people in the emotional grip, right? You could choose to abuse that shit. You got women telling you shit that they ain't never told the niggas they marrying and shit like that. And they in the water coming out in Mexico and shit and all that. You could bust a Dougie if you needed to, right? You feel what I'm saying? This is I'm a real ass nigga, right? You more thorough of a nigga for not doing it than the niggas, cause they right there on the plate. They vulnerable, crying and shit. All it takes is that one hug. You a handsome nigga that could float them out of here. Let's float together. We can float right to the hotel. You feel what I'm saying? You can run that play all day. And the hurt part of them be on some bullshit like I'll never tell Ken. You understand? Like, you more thorough of a nigga for not doing that. Right. So a man is measured by what he can do. You could take some pussy, you could punch in the face. You can do that. Many niggas do that. Right.
True.
The fact that you don't do that is what make you a man. I think men and women need to see that point about manhood, is that it's more tied up in the shit you don't do. Cause you can do a lot of shit. You stronger than everybody. You could take this. You could take this from a boy, girl. You see, this is why they throwing all that shit in the schools, right? Cause a bigger man can take something from somebody little. So if everybody feminine out, whatever, one big man can run the whole shit. Right. So you more of a man by what you choose not to take advantage of than do. Right. So that's just my opinion on it.
Right. All right, so, because the Honorable Minister Doc's got to close me out.
I'm thinking he about to say,
he got me too.
It's my guy. But, like I said, I agree with my brothers. They scholars to me. But for me, on the safety side of it, I just think about my family. I'm the oldest boy out of my mother's 10 children, so that makes me the oldest. I don't care what my sister ages say. I'm the oldest. I'm the man. So I got 6 nephews. So I understand that, the relationships with their fathers. So when I walk out here, like when I didn't have them, it was a complete different mentality. It was just whatever. I'm from a hood where it's like, nobody can roll like us, whatever. Now, bro, I have 6 nephews. I'm all they got. They look up to me. They learn from me. They trust me. If I go, who's gonna teach the boys?
Sure.
So when I think about, my self-control as a man, I instantly think about family. Tell you a quick story, right? My mother, she got high for most of my life. I'm 34. She got off drugs probably 4 years ago. So I used to watch people talk with my mother like I wasn't even sitting there as a kid. Like family, friends, people on the street. I'm a high-profile athlete at the time, right? My mother's in Bradley course. Some of the craziest things ever was said to me, and it got me in a lot of trouble about my mom. But one day, I'm listening to family talk, and I'm like, you know what? I said, you know what? I'm gonna be the one good thing that when they mention my mother, they gonna say she did whatever she did, but she raised him right.
That's right.
That stuck with me to now. So when I think about being tricked out of my spot, I think about my family, my mother, nah, you ain't gonna say, my mother got a son in jail for murder. My mother got another 2 sons, co-defendants in armed robbery, all under 30. I think about my mother, she's already shooting bad at the basket. So everything I literally do is for my family. Like I said, 6 nephews, 5 sisters. That's just from my mother's side. Then my dad has kids, and I got nephews and sisters over there. So when I think of that aspect of it, how do you stay disciplined? Family. At the end of the day, that's all I have. When people, turn their backs or, he go that way, she go that way, I got family, and I'm cool with that. Far as the aspect of women, I just always understood how valuable I was when I'm not subjected to sex. Meaning, for women, right, I looked at women and say, all right, who's really her? It was the woman that nobody can get, at least sexually. So I said, you know what? Why should I have sex with you? That started becoming my question. No disrespect, love.
Bad bitch energy.
You
I'm a
fine.
bad bitch
You know what I'm saying? And my killer voice, hold on now, mate. So you sound a little sussy. But I'm keeping it real. When I meet women, right, if we talk, I'm like, no disrespect, love, but it's a world-class athlete, right? The movies on college, about college business, I lived. Why should I have sex with you? My value started increasing because everybody couldn't say, who, Shalil? Oh, he got community dick. I became valuable because everybody couldn't say they had a piece of me, right? Because everybody can say they had a piece of me, nigga, Shalil, I can call him and get him anytime.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? You gotta work for this.
Yeah.
You think about what we gotta do.
Yep.
I gotta get with you. I gotta spend time with you.
Yep.
I gotta splurge on you.
Yep.
I gotta educate you. By the time I get it, I'm tired. I don't even hit it right.
I'm tired, man.
I don't even hit it right. I'm tired. I had to do all this over 5 months. You finally gave it to me. Then you gonna tell your homegirl, I thought it would be better than that. I had to chase you for 5 months.
That's real.
So I started saying, well, you know what? Love, why should I let you have some of this? And when I thought about it like that, the more the merrier that I don't have you. So now you can't tell Shalil, he did this to me. No, you didn't. You ain't never gonna touch me. And my man AZ, he said a rhyme, right? I never forgot, right? But I was already living this, but he said, excuse my language to the sisters, I'm not. But he said, reckless endangerment. Necklace is saying this shit, giving no dick. That's how you really restrain a bitch. And I was like, damn. I'm like, damn, giving no dick. Ding, ding, ding.
Right.
Hold on to everything. And then another thing is, once you release, it's when I release, I just look at everything I worked for, my gym, the gym, the eating, it's gone.
Facts.
I gotta go see Genesis again. This is gone. Need the watermelon juice. So, I wanted to be a high value. I don't want everybody saying they had a piece of me. I don't like that.
Right.
Because then I feel like, a hoe.
Cheap.
Right.
Yeah, you my hoe. Shalil, I flocked to him. This on GP. I flocked. Nah. I want to be treated as a diamond in a rough. Damn, you ain't no.
Like a god.
Yeah, you ain't about to just come over here.
Talk this talk.
You know
I like
what I'm
hearing
saying,
y'all
bro?
talk this.
She's like, yo, you about to come over here, my ass fat. Yo, love, here's the remote. I'm about to go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, I think he's gay.
Yeah.
She in the bed, the boy shorts on. She's like, hey, Sha, so I got to work in the morning. Here's the remote. You need anything? I'm taking a nap. Yo, she said, what happened last night? What you mean what happened? We had doubts. We went to sleep.
Right.
But now I got to be the nigga that's
No doubt.
gay. Because I didn't want to give you none of me. But I can't tell you. I can't go back and say, you gay.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Hold on to your penis, son.
Word.
And give it to the one that you think deserves something.
Yeah.
Because it's evil to live backwards.
Beloved.
Shout out to my man, Loaded
Beloved.
Lux. Call us up. You know where we at. Health and Hip Hop. Before the Honorable Minister Louis Dox closes us out. Shout out to our sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Dox, take us home, man. You know what it is, man.
You already took us home. The only little nugget I add to it is when you in that space, in the spaces we kind of talking about, a large part of why brothers feel like they got to run through a lot is because not the quality of the woman, like as a being, as a child of God, but how much of her potential she's accessed determines how great or how less of a woman we claim her to be. So you got to run through a lot to access the energy of busting these nuts with, whole skills, whatever niggas want to call them. When you start to do what we talking about, your frequency, your vibration starts to matriculate into the universe and you start to pull back a higher grade of woman. So now that I'm with my wife, who said it? I think it was on, was it International Players? It was one of them joints where, no, Kanye said it. One good girl is worth 1,000 bitches.
Yeah.
Now you opening up the energy to women that once you get that on your jacket, you don't got to run through 100 women to feel that same sensation that one woman is able to provide for you. And I'm not talking about sexually. I'm talking about on a soul level. That's why respect to every woman I stand in front of. No woman got a chance to, in no way, shape, or form, veer me away from my wife. Because like I said, she's a caliber woman that I had never experienced and open up pieces of me nobody else could. So y'all can keep running through, the unopened, unaccessed potential of, these RWs, regular women, right? Or you could stop playing. You could get that high grade that's really going to not only open you up, but open you up to the potential that people now see in me being a high value man. I don't do that without having a quality woman on my hands. So y'all can keep playing or y'all can level up. That's all.
Nah, let's get it. I love that answer. And honestly, just to piggyback real quick, honestly, at the end of the day, even though you running through women, like you said, the karma that comes from that, but not even just that. Like the point of a man is and just my opinion, but like it's not even a thing of the women you running through. Like who are they becoming? Because if you just running through them and they worse off, you know what I mean? Then who is you? Like what type of man are you? You know what I mean?
That, my nigga.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So because any good woman is going to want to help you. You know what I mean? And it don't even gotta be in the sense of just love. It could be friendship, it could be co-worker. If you a good man and other good people is around, especially the opposite sex, they're gonna help. Just like you as a man with, like how you said earlier, how Keish fix all the plates and you automatically giving that back. So if you're only running through low barrier women, then that says a lot about who you are as a man. And honestly, I gotta keep it a band though. Like, y'all know deep down inside, y'all really don't be having the women. So besides that quick nut, other than that, y'all are drained, y'all are tired, she busting your tires. It's a whole spectrum that comes with messing and staying on that low end. So it's like a low end sale. You know what I mean? Like it's like a low end sale. So yes, thank y'all so much for coming in. Y'all are tuned into the Health and Hip Hop Podcast Show. Can y'all let everybody know where to find y'all at?
You got it, look.
Check this out. You know what it's about. You know where we at. Health and Hip Hop. Call us up 973-855-0674. Everybody can't come up here. Check it out. I'm on Instagram at FitSha.
We got the book coming, Purpose Team is Educated. And ladies, check out my chapter, The 5 Pillars of a Great Woman. But that's another story. But check me out on Instagram at FitShot. I'm in the schools, I'm in the community, I'm doing charity work. And guess what? I pray too to God. So it's all good and it's all love. Shout out to our sponsors, FUF Fitness. I'm sponsoring this show. And we will be giving out scholarships this year to the kids. Hey, I'm just trying to sell myself. Holla at me, Ja. In the words of my man, Irv Gotti. I put on, Ja. That's where you found me at, bro.
You can hit me at Chewz Knowz 83 on Instagram and Royalty Financial Services. Doing financial literacy for anybody. Get your credit fixed. We trying to branch out into doing stuff with athletes and stuff like that. So you can reach out on me to either one. I think that the kids need to learn financial literacy. That's really all I'm about. Nothing with music right now, but other than that, you can reach me through my lady too. Health is key. Whatever you need something through her, that's fine.
Like love.
Y'all can hit me up, Brick City Buddha, Instagram, Docs Diggler, Facebook. If y'all interested in sessions, couples counseling, one-on-one sessions, private meditation, mentoring, y'all can hit my website, brickcitybuddha.com to book that. And I also just started a YouTube page for my guided meditation. So if you don't got it in your pocket to be able to work with me on a one-on-one level, I got 4 videos on there right now, the last of which I just did with my son. So if you want to get your kids into some emotional regulation, teach them some stuff, y'all could do this last one me and my son put up together where we teach you how to cleanse your chakras, empty your emotions. So y'all can hit me up at Brick City Buddha, and that's BrickCitiBuddha on my YouTube page. Yep.
Hey, you got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm at The Composer Rel, TheComposerRell. I just dropped a video, As I Overcome. So you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, whichever you streaming on. If you ain't paid subscribe, then you got YouTube for free. So we hitting you with everything that you need on all different avenues. You know what I'm saying? So we got the music, we meditating with y'all, we counseling y'all, we healing y'all, we fixing y'all credit, we giving y'all some great music. They ain't just talking about killing each other and stuff like that. So we providing a lot of stuff, and we black men, you feel what I'm saying? Melanated beings, giving y'all this juice provided by Health and Hip Hop Podcast Show alongside our great hosts.
Health is key, baby. Thank you. Appreciate
Support the people.
Yes.
They giving it away for free. Also, come on, man. Support the people, man.
Drop the gems, y'all.
Support the people, man.